Welcome to the topic of the episode show, as we call it, TOTES. And this week's topic is Confessions, a game I hate.
Yeah, it can be really frustrating when there's like a bunch of people going, "Oh, this thing! I'm so excited about it!"
Yeah.
Green Crayon in the chat says Mech Warrior, and I can appreciate that because Mech Warrior is really complicated, and like you reach a point where you just it's too overwhelming. Like it's like I know what I need to do, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that can be a really frustrating.
Oh yeah, I agree. I wanted to go with games that weren't the low hanging fruit, right? So I could immediately say Call of Duty.
Okay.
Now,
but you like Call of Duty.
Hate is I think the single player is okay. The multiplayer. So let me rephrase this. Some of my picks aren't. It's not that I hate them. I'm just not digging it the way that other people are digging it. Which
okay.
You know, it's because to me finding a game that I hate that other people like was hard. So there's a little bit of a gray area for me. So one of them, like I said, this is a gray area. It's not that I hate this game, but Overwatch.
Okay.
I've not been able to get into Overwatch.
Okay.
I've tried, and people absolutely love this game. Absolutely love it. And I've not been able to get into it the way that other people have.
Yeah.
There's a decent learning curve, and to be good at the game, you've really got to be you've got to know your class really well, and you've got to interpret what other people are going to be doing.
Yeah.
You have to.
There's a correct way to play it that is not immediately apparent.
Yeah, and that's why it's not happened for me. I've not been able to just completely get into it. And like I said, I don't hate it, but that goes in this category for me because it's just not something that I've been digging. And everybody else, you love Overwatch, like everyone
I
that
actually
I know.
do, and like I don't do. I mean, this is kind of the opposite of the show, but I'm actually going to go ahead and defend it.
Okay.
Okay, so Overwatch is a competitive first-person shooter. I don't play those.
Yeah,
because
you don't.
For a lot of the reasons that you've said, and the fact that I'm not good at them.
Yeah.
But I do feel that there is a class or two, or a character or two, that everybody can play. I'm not good at this kind of thing, but I can lob grenades.
Oh, sure.
And that's so I'm Junkrat, and I run around and I throw grenades, or I will be. I can be Mercy and hide behind everybody else, and if I die, I can just say it's everybody else's fault. Like there is a metagame that goes a lot deeper, but I feel like that on the surface level, that there's something there for everybody, and that's what I like. It's not something that I play incessantly. I'm not going to reach that point. Actually, I'm getting close to 25, which is when you can start to play ranked. I might quit then, because right now I'm just in a bunch of these casual games where everybody's kind of playing as they do and figuring it out and stuff. But I don't know. I like just being able to play in a game where without the pressure that I feel, because like if I'm playing in Call of Duty or pretty much any shooter where like I'm in a team and my team's relying on me or whatever, there's enough chaos here that I'm like, okay, I may not have pulled my entire weight in this team, but it's not all my fault.
Sure. And
I'm not dragging the team down.
Sure. What's one of the ones that you picked for the games that you have?
Oh, Telltale. Telltale can go away.
And see, like, I love Telltale.
Yeah, give me. I want their games without the gameplay. I don't want to have to walk around and figure out what to do next. I want to do the dialogue. I want them to be clearer about what I'm supposed to do next, because there are very like small, minor, insignificant things that you can do that fill out the character of the world. But that is the weakest part of their game.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And we've talked about this before, but like a lot of times I'll come on a situation where the character as I see them is not given an option that lines up with everything else that I've seen in that character. Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 2, Lee. I'm going to go ahead and put out a very minor spoiler for that because that game's been out forever. If you haven't played it by now, you're probably not going to play it. In Episode 2, you find like this safe haven, and it's a place where they have some generators, and they have like everything electrified around them, and they have this little safe place that is safer than anything they ever found in the show. And you hang out there for a while. One of the people in your group, Kenny, is suspicious. He thinks that something's not right. Okay, Kenny has an IQ upper 20s. He's dumb. I don't trust his judgment. But in order to proceed with the game, I, as Lee, have to sabotage our own defense systems of this family we met about 2 hours ago. No. Why would anyone do that? That does not make any sense. We haven't been fed yet. We haven't slept. We're still exhausted, and we found this safe haven. Why would we mess with that immediately? Give me a day or two. Yeah. Let me see the characters. Why
do you have to do that? Because he says I want to do this, and you
have to sabotage it in order to get someone away from a place. That's the other thing. Eventually, that door is going to be unguarded. There's going to be a time in this nice, peaceful scenario where I can just go in there and check out the thing. And so, like, everything about that scene didn't make sense for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, do you have another one?
Yeah, Halo.
Really?
No, I'm joking.
Okay, I was going to be like,
No, I like Halo. I like Halo. Unreal Tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
So basically, any first-person shooter that I like, you have to just
like Borderlands?
Okay, well, I assumed that would be next on the list.
No.
Okay.
So, Unreal Tournament to me was part of it's a bitter taste in my mouth because I'm an OG Unreal fan. Okay. Original Unreal for PC. That's a single-player game. It's before Halo, but Halo stole like half of the stuff from the original Unreal. You're crashed on a planet, and the characters and the guns are very similar to Halo.
Yeah.
But the way that they did storytelling in that game, and the way that they did the first person 3D, really incredible graphics in that was mind-blowing at the time. And then Unreal Tournament took over, and at the same time I was playing Quake. So Unreal came out and I was like, this is okay. Quake is so much better. I don't know why people are flocking over here to play some Unreal. And no one knew what Unreal was. They just heard Unreal Tournament. They were playing that. So I was playing Quake Tournament, and I was playing original Unreal, and everyone's playing Unreal Tournament. So I got over and played some Unreal Tournament, and the entire time I'm thinking, this is not as good as Quake, and it's not as good as the original Unreal. I don't get it.
And that's something that can be really difficult. Is when you have certain expectations.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a friend in recovery who says that expectations are premeditated resentments, and I love that. That's your relationship advice for this. But yeah, like when you have expectations for a series or specifically a sequel. Yeah. That just don't come into play. And like you said, this seemed like it was pulling from two excellent things and making something inferior.
And making something inferior. And I would say that I completely agree with that. I think that, to me, Diablo 3 was that way. Diablo 3 is not a bad game.
Yeah.
Diablo 2 is a better game than Diablo 3. And anyone who's played Diablo 2 and then goes into Diablo 3 goes, okay, I get it. I get what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not as good. And to me, I think there are some things that Diablo 1 did better than Diablo 2, but for the most part, Diablo 2 just did everything better.
And that's the other thing is like there are some things that you prefer one to the other, but overall as a whole, you can see the advancement of the series. And like there's so many things because like Diablo 1 has you have the town.
Yep.
And the dungeon.
And it's linear.
Yeah, and Diablo 2 just expanded, and you got so many environments and so many unique experiences.
The environments and the flavor in each land that you go to is really great. And that's what I think they did so
I always
much
got lost in the jungle, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone did.
Yeah.
I think everyone did.
Speaking of sequels, Chris White says, hate is a strong word, but I really dislike Devil May Cry 2 a lot. The first game was so good, and the disappointment of playing the subpar sequel has forever left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think that the recent DMC reboot, remake, sequel / reboot, I think brought it back to a better area. But I would agree, a lot of people like Devil May Cry 2 and 3 or whatever. I like the first one better than the others.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way about the Resident Evil games because so many people loved 5. Mm-hmm. And 5, if you've played the other games and you played them before 5, yes, they're a little harder to get into. They've aged some of the like Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
The mechanics have not aged very well, but I do not know anybody who has played Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5 who doesn't say Resident Evil 4 is a superior game. Yeah. Hands down superior game, and better than what they were trying to do at it. Karen in the chat mentioned Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
And she said, I didn't like Grand Theft Auto, but that's but I think that's because I'm not that enough of a dick. And I think that the original GTA 3, it was a little better at this. Saints Row didn't give you enough of a choice, but at least you had a reason to do what you're doing. In the Grand Theft Auto 3, you just go in there and you're like, I'm gonna be a mob guy, and you just start doing stuff. And in Saints Row,
doing mob stuff.
Yeah, and in Saints Row, it's like, okay, these are my people. This is where I grew up, and you have this territory idea.
Well, actually, if that's one of the issues that you have, San Andreas might be one for you because I feel like there was better character development in that one than any other one. Yeah. Actually, Tandem Cannon, some friends of ours that have their own show, they discussed this an episode or two ago. They're talking about how San Andreas really shows CJ, like, because he comes back to the place where he grew up, and everybody there is so like it's an insular community, and everybody's all wrapped up in what we're doing now, what's happening now, and this is how things are. Why you want to be different? Yeah. And he wants to be better, to move on. Yeah. And also has Samuel L. Jackson as a corrupt cop. Spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like. That can be one thing, is if I don't empathize with the character, or if I'm not enjoying the things that I'm doing, that can be difficult.
I think 5 did a good job of that as well.
I've only played an hour or two of 5, so I haven't gotten far enough in.
Other than Trevor, you at least understand these characters, where they're coming from. Okay. Michael is Michael's kind of in between.
Okay.
But I forget Franklin, he's like, I've been around all this crime. Yeah, it's all that I know, but I don't want to be.
Yeah, I don't want to stay here for my entire life. Yeah.
So you have those aspirations, and he runs into Michael, who he's a retired mob guy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you realize, okay, they're not doing things to just be complete dicks to each other or to other people. And then Trevor comes in, and he is that to 100%.
Yeah.
And literally, you see his junk at one point, because he is that crass.
Yeah.
And I've talked to people who are like, I don't like Grand Theft Auto because of Trevor. And I'm like, you're not supposed to like Trevor.
Yeah. It's okay.
If you look at Grand Theft Auto and you go, man, I love Trevor because he's so much like me, you need help. You need help.
If you have said or thought that, I mean, we have restraining orders. We can deal with that. Actually, that's next on my list. I think based on how Far Cry games go, I think I'm about 2/3 of the way through Far Cry Primal, and either GTA 5 or the second half of Infamous Second Son are next on my single player list.
I mean, I know you love the Infamous games.
But this Second Son is not great.
Yeah,
and that's another one of expectations. But I think that's goes back to the low hanging fruit because nobody really liked it as much as 1 and 2.
The story and the way that they interweave the 3 in Grand Theft Auto, I really think is very well done. And a lot of people have been playing the online part, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think the single player.
I played it long enough to get a trophy for each event.
Okay.
Because that is the way to do online trophies.
Yeah.
Give me an online trophy for, hey, did you try the races? Did you try to rob somebody? Did you try this mission? If I like it, I will keep playing it. Sure. But don't lock me out of a trophy with this one game mode that I might not be a fan of.
You're incentivizing people to at least try.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine.
and that's okay because GTA 5 there is, and this goes back to the Overwatch, there's something there for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's really
some people just want to do heists over and over and over again, and that's cool. That's fine. But some people love the racing aspect.
Yeah.
And if you're really good at racing, then it has it for you.
There you go.
So let us know in the comments what some games that you didn't get by in the thing.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
Fix the movement. I can't control my character. I'm trying to run down the street and
You're running into people?
Running into stuff, running 2 steps up I can't control that guy. Or girl.
Which one are you playing? 2?
I have put an hour because Captain Redbeard is really into that series. A lot of other people are. I have put an hour into each of these. I'm trying to, like the Uncharted thing. I feel like it's something I should love. It's history and it's all this. I played an hour of Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed whatever the revolutionary one was. Connor, what's his name?
It's not Black Flag.
Anyway, I played an hour of that one, and then I played an hour of Syndicate. So I've put half a dozen hours into trying to do it, and but when I run 2 feet up a lamppost, when I'm trying to run around it, they magnetically lock onto things and I can't.
You have to adjust your gameplay according to that. Yeah.
And I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried. I want to love you, Assassin's Creed. I really do, but I can't. And I think it's time we see other people.
Yeah, they're not going to fix that. That's one of the
that's how the game goes, and it's really exciting for people for people who have made that adjustment.
Because that's not a bug for them.
No. This is how the game plays, and it's necessary because once you get used to it, then you're able to parkour everywhere and go and do those crazy races and things. The races were the parts that stopped me from playing Assassin's Creed 2. That was the one I got farthest in. I played up until the I did the first world city area thing, and then I did the cart chase thing, and then right after that, one of the things you have to do is a guard sees you or something, and you have to parkour for about 5 minutes without messing up.
Yep.
And I'd fall into the street. I'd run up on a chimney 3 times while I'm trying to. And I was like, no, I can't. And
that's really surprising.
I'll keep trying.
Yeah, because the gameplay's pretty tight in it. It's just understanding when to use the run, because the multifunction button.
No, there are so many buttons on this thing. Yeah. Give me another button.
Yeah, they're not going.
So those are the games we hate, and games we're unnecessarily aggravated about sometimes.
So let us know in the comments which games you just really couldn't get behind, and tell us why you're frustrated about games that we love or other people love that you just really can't dig.
Or if you just want to complain about something.
Yeah.
Specifically a game. And be prepared to defend your argument, because we will respond.
Yes, we will.
Thanks.
See you guys later.
Thank you for watching This Week in Our Collective Heads.
If you want to watch some movie reviews, something a little different than what you were watching, check out Script Doctors right here.
If you want reviews of the Gold Plus Roundup games, those are right here.
Yeah. So we'll check you guys later, but please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We love you.